steht. Okay, ja, dann wird es schon stimmen. So, eine Sekunde bitte. Ich versuche gerade mal hier die E-Mail zu finden. Okay, gut. Also hier habe ich das. So, die Einstellung aktuell beim DAX 15 Punkte und beim Dow Jones 36. Übrigens, ja, ja, genau. Also ich arbeite bei uns im englischen Raum ist mit einer 33er Box im Dow Jones. Also das ist jetzt keine Einstellung, die in Stein gemeißelt ist, aber nein, sie macht Christoph exklusiv bei sich sein, weil wir das ja alle nicht verstehen. Wir, wir machen die normalen und ziehen dann die Gewinnziele weiter. Okay, also 15 und 36. Dann, welche prozentualen Einstellungen haben wir hier? Größe ist 0,01, Ziel ist 0,03 und das abweichende Ziel auch 0,03. Ja, genau. Genau. Größe 0,01, Ziel 0,03, abweichendes Ziel 0,003. Ja, ja. Das, also nachmittags macht er die Dow Jones Doppelbox. Ja, 1,2 ist richtig. Der bleibt stehen. 1,2. Mhm. Ja. Der ist sonst bei 3,5 ganz genau. Ja, genau. Ich habe ihn dann gefragt, warum er das gemacht hat. Und zwar ist es so, wenn wir die blaue Gewinnziellinie anpassen, Trade läuft, dann gibt es hier irgendwann einen Punkt im Chart, wo die blaue Linie über den Stop-Loss hinübergeht. Und an dieser Stelle, wenn der Kurs diese orange gestrichelte Linie erreicht, dann würden halt einige Trades geschlossen werden. Also wenn wir diese orange Linie auf der Oberseite, so dann werden ist das auch in Ordnung. Wenn es aber nur ein kurzer Ausbruch ist und der Markt kommt dann wieder runter, dann bin ich halt auf der Unterseite blank. So, und der Carlos, so, und es gibt schon mal das ein oder andere Kundenfeed, das war dann nicht so beabsichtigt und man vertauscht halt diese beiden Linien. Man macht absichtlich die blaue überhalb der orangenen und dem ein bisschen was zu schützen, hat dann Carlos von vornherein gesagt, ich mache diesen Stop-Loss-Multiplikator eben auf 5, damit diese orange gestrichelte, genau, damit dieser Notfall-Stop-Loss grundsätzlich weiter weg ist. Das war das war nur einmal. So, wenn man das normalerweise macht, dann, also, man muss halt ein bisschen was drauf achten. Wenn die blaue Linie hinter die orangene Stop-Loss-Linie geht, dass man dann bei einer Marktumkehr muss man halt rausgehen. So, dann kann man den Trade nicht mehr laufen lassen und darauf warten, dass die Box auf der Gegenüberseite von dem Trade aufmacht. Das geht dann halt nicht. Das werden, ja, genau. Also wenn man live davor sitzt, so,
Hello, hello.
dann kann man ruhig dann die Short Trades zum Beispiel absichtlich ausstoppen.
So, hello and good afternoon, everyone in the live trading room. Thank you for joining. Good afternoon to Mike and good afternoon to Frank. Thank you very much. And everyone else in the live room too. And of course, a big welcome to everyone currently watching through our live stream channels. So, hi, Mike. So today is the 25th of May 2021. My name is Maurice Rothwell, English trading coach here at Traders Club 24 in Hamburg. So I trust everyone had a very good weekend. It was a long weekend here in Germany. So, you know, we wasn't open yesterday in the live trading room, but I guess a few of you were trading anyway. Hope you had a good day yesterday. How was it? Anyone got any stories? Anyone in a hedge? So as we get on towards today, let me just change over to my screen. So we'll switch over to my screen here. As we can see through the day, the calendar, so the economic calendar for today, there was a lot of news announcements coming out, a lot of German news coming out this morning. Just over the lunch period, we've had quite a bit of US news release, which is pretty good, and we've got some more coming up over the next hour as well. So good news. I'm hoping that there's going to be some movement today to try and make up for this morning. So lots of news this morning, however, not a lot of movement. So I'm hoping that today will be a bit more volatile. If I minimize my screen. So here's the results from me this morning. So 2 trades closed, 31 euros, 0.16%. So we've actually got 2 hedges on at the moment. So a message here from Niels in a hedge on the UK for this morning. Yeah, so this morning wasn't that great, I must admit. We've got 2 hedges. So we've got one on the Dow Jones here, which I'm going to release this opening. Hopefully we'll get some more movement. And then we've also got another hedge just here. We've also got another hedge just here on the DAX as well. So DAX is currently in on the 4th trade. As we can see down here, there it is, box 4. So we've got a hedge there on the DAX, and then we've also got 2 trades here on the Dow Jones. So there's the hedge trade just here. So we're going to be releasing one of those this afternoon, and then the DAX will wait till tomorrow to release. So as we go on through the day this morning, we've also done a little bit of a loss there on gold. So just here on the 5 minutes, we had was it 5 or the 15? So it's on the 15, closed the trade as it was taking too long. We came all the way up, came back down, closed the trade around here. Took a small loss there, 150. However, I'm sure we'll make that back this afternoon. In terms of other MTX trades, we did receive a buy signal here first thing this afternoon at 2 o'clock on gold. So currently in a buy signal there for gold at the moment. And on New Zealand dollar, US dollar, nothing as of yet. We've had a false buy signal, or not false, just an incomplete sell signal there on the MTX. And on the daily, there's currently nothing. I did just rescan the markets there. However, there is nothing new available. So right now, what we're going to do, we're going to go through a few setups for this afternoon. What I want to do is I'm going to take a look at the Dow Jones here. I'm going to come out further into the chart so I can get a better overview of where the market is. So I can see that this big number straight away is quite a nice area. We can see earlier on we broke past and we've had a sort of retest of that big number. And then once again, just over here and just here. And then again today, we've also been bobbing around that big number for quite a while now. So a good place for us to get in on a trade. If we take a deeper look into the summit here, as we come in closer, we can see that there's kind of a bit of a support and resistance area building up just here. So it's sort of resisting from this area here as well. Again and again, sort of breakthrough, same area, support, support, support. And we've currently got that same support zone on at the moment. So what I will do for this trade is I'm going to release that with the two pendings here. I'm only in 2 trades, so it's not that bad at all. I'm not sure exactly which way it's going to go, if it's going to go up or down, so we're going to release that with our 2 pending orders there. So first trade set, and there's the number 3 box on our Dow Jones. Next, I'm going to go over to the Nasdaq chart. So first of all, we got a great big number here. So I'm going to take that big number trade. And I think we're going to be going straight into a trade now. So there it is. First trade is already set on the Nasdaq, currently long. And then of course on this one, what we can do is we can just take that vola box signal here above. As if we look onto the other chart, the take profit is just set inside of that vola box. So at the moment that this one closes, it should activate this vola box in sort of a nice flow sequence. So that's going to be trade number 2 set. And then we can go and have a look at gold. So gold over here, we've currently got a vola box just sitting here and one at the bottom. We can set this vola box here at the top. Still didn't really get any strong movement from gold apart from early this morning. We've had quite a big jump. And we're currently just bobbing around the daily pivot. Equally, if you wanted, what you could do is set a bit of a trade up like so, using that daily pivot as a sort of a support zone. Let's come over here. So that would have been that MTX finally coming into good profit here. So there's still a good signal this morning from MTX. However, I did close it with a loss. So that was my own fault, as should have held out. However, this morning I'm going to just set this vola box there at the top, and we'll wait and see what the market does. So let's get into it. So where did I leave off? We have the first trade, triggered on our hedge release here in Dow Jones, currently on a buy signal, currently in a long position. So take profit is set. Take profit is set just above the big number there. And as we can see, if we come down to a sell position, our take profit will be set just over here. So they'll go 42 points. And then we can think about an extension. So we've got 5 minutes until the market opening. And then from the market opening, we should be able to see if there's any other opportunities for us to get in or out of any trades. I think it's best if we leave this DAX trade until tomorrow. It's very tempting to make a release now, but this will be left for the morning. So there comes gold as well. See, it keeps breaking this daily pivot, but once again rebounding to that same very position. So maybe the daily pivot is just off by a few points, 48 cents. And that's pretty much it. So there's nothing much more for us to take. We could, if we wanted to, take this MTX once again. However, I'm not sure how the market is going to react, if we're going to go back up or if we're going to break this daily pivot and continue to fall down. But we've got 3 active trades. We've got the 2 pending, so 2 active trades at the moment, as in this hedge release in the Dow Jones. We've also got our Nasdaq trade, and then we also have a pending order on gold, and of course the hedge on the DAX. So we'll keep an eye on this Nasdaq trade at the moment. So how was everyone else's morning today? Anyone make any good trades? I know Niels has got a hedge on the UK, on the FTSE from this morning. However, very difficult market indeed. I think it had one good movement from our open range breakout box there, first thing at 9 o'clock. It's a very good 32 points. But since then, it's been stuck in a horrible range. Not much movement at all. Oh wow, so everyone had a bit of a tricky morning on the DAX. So yeah, DAX was a difficult market this morning. There was one trade there on the open range box or on the big number even. However, since that opening movement, there was nothing else really. Nothing else. So at least, Mike, you got out of your trade after 90 minutes. But hopefully we should see some more movement this afternoon. Fingers crossed. And just a minute left till the opening. Let's switch back over to calendar. So in half an hour at 4 o'clock, we should have some more news or some more press release, which should inject some extra volatility for us. And there it is, our open. So far, not a huge amount of movement. Starting to get a breakdown of this big number on the Nasdaq. Good afternoon to you too, Akeem. Thank you for joining. And there comes trade number 4 on the Dow Jones. I'm going to extend these stop losses for the moment. Just past that next big number. I want to extend that take profit down towards the daily pivot. Bit of a stretch for a customization. 50-point stretch there. And there comes the Nasdaq pushing back up the charts. So there's a good opening candle there. Maybe a minute late. But as I said, take profit is set inside of that vola box. And of course, on this chart, we've got that vola box set. So it should be a very smooth transition. And there we are on trade number 5 here. And extend these stop losses a bit further. I mean, either way, we need to break this big number here on the Dow Jones. And there comes the close and entrance into this box now. So that's the first trade closed for this afternoon session. And then over here we can reopen that same big number in case we get a reversal in the market. So as we can see, first trade triggered, currently short. Big number is set, or the take profit is set just above the big number there. So again, looking for another smooth transition out of this trade and then straight into this one. So Dow Jones breaking past that big number at the moment. And once again, another bounce or rejection from this big number, 34.5 on the Dow Jones, looking to go back short in the market. And there goes the close on the Nasdaq, straight into our next box once again. So that's the second trade closed for the Nasdaq. And what we can do is we can wait just a moment for this one to close. So once these dotted lines disappear, we can then enter into this trade.
Hallo, schönen guten Tag, Herr Karl. Christian Schürholz aus Hamburg vom Traders Club.
Or once again, we can then go for the top,
Wir hatten ja vorhin miteinander telefoniert.
depending on which direction the market will break to.
Passt das gerade? Dominik Karl. Oh, Entschuldigung,
So
da
it's
habe ich dir
a
falsch
nice
gemacht. Das tut mir leid.
retest.
Entschuldige vielmals. Achso, das ist eine neue Telefonnummer.
Possible break here on the big number in Dow Jones. But apart from that, the rest of the markets are pretty dull. I mean, to be honest, quite a terrible opening.
Okay, alles gut. Bis dahin. Schönen Tag noch. Wiederhören.
So now we're getting that movement here on NASDAQ. Wait for it to bob down a little bit further. So we want to wait for this trade to close before we enter into this next vola box. Otherwise, right now we would currently be in two Swiss box trades on the same market.
Hallo, Herr Karl. Grüße Sie, Christian Schürholz aus Hamburg vom
And
Traders Club.
then maybe we're going to get that break on the big number here on Dow Jones. So it's just about to touch on our original take profit there.
Gucken wir mal, dass wir hier ein bisschen was Licht ins Dunkel bringen von der ganzen Geschichte. Also, genau, wir haben einen Datensatz von Ihnen eine Datenbank gehabt und haben dann eine Bestellung reinbekommen von der Frau Schröder, von ihrer Lebenspartnerin. Und die Clubmitgliedschaft läuft jetzt auf Ihren Namen, also auf den von der Frau Schröder. Okay, okay, gut. Die Frau Schröder, jetzt ging es nochmal um die Geschichte mit der Kontoaktion. Also unser Partnerbroker GWE, die haben für den letzten Monat hatten die so eine Special Sponsoring Aktion. Daran wollten Sie teilnehmen. Also das war der. Okay, gut. Okay, ja, in Ordnung. Ja.
So still waiting for the market to push up past our original take profit here on the Dow Jones. Possible break pretty soon. and then hopefully we're going to get that close in a few moments from the Nasdaq. So markets are pretty slow at this point, but we should get a little bit of movement injected into the market at the news release coming at 4 o'clock. So just a quick outlook at the news announcements coming out. So in the next 19 minutes, in fact, we've got quite some high impact news announcements coming out. Even for, maybe even for the DAX, we might get some volatility. However, I'm not gonna release that hedge until the morning. I must keep telling myself. But we can see just here, there's in fact a bit of sort a high wedge pattern forming. So if I get the triangle, put it here, here. So you can see that sort of high wedge formation forming. It's not that. Okay. Just delete that. But you get the idea, right? So here it is, getting all of that volatility getting pinned up into a small section, and then we should get that breakout. In this case, breakout towards the bottom. And in this case, we're getting that breakout towards the top on the Nasdaq instead. So quite a good example of a breakout formation there, even though it's on the 1 minute chart, but quite a good example. As you can see, the market getting pressured up into sort of a bottleneck, and then at the end of that bottleneck, it explodes one way or the other. But yeah, the wrong way for us to close our trade, unfortunately, but no worries, as it seems that we're coming back into our box, possibly going in for a trade number 6. As we see the market coming down past our red line, it's going to switch us into a sell position. And then we'll take a look into the Nasdaq, currently in the second trade now long. So if it continues its path up, then we can always set our that same vola box that we previously made. So good afternoon, Gabriela. Thank you for joining. If you have any questions, please type them in. So it seems that we might be coming into trade number 3 now on the Nasdaq as we break past of our red line. There it is, trade number 3, currently short in the market. So let's go take a look out and see if we can find any good support zones that are close. So 13,633 here. If we go over, back in 16,333. Maybe we can extend that over to 16,333. Extend those lines 16,333. Bit of a long shot, but hey, if we get that big movement in the market, it's going to be worth it in the end. So a very weird day today in terms of market volatility. Markets are moving sideways all day. Take a look. So we got a bit of volatility here at the opening, but compared to normal, it's terrible. Terrible, terrible. Gold, also terrible. DAX. There is not one market that's making a good effort here. So There's the sixth trade now in the Dow Jones, currently short. And then we can extend that take profit now. Sixth trade in. I'm going to squeeze it over to the daily pivot. Maybe we're going to get some movement there, but we need to be careful as again that sell line is at that support zone which we measured out at the beginning. So I'd say that this is a sort of support zone from there till around here. So we'll see if we get to break this support zone and close our trade. Here comes the Nasdaq. So for now, listening and try to understand. Great. No worries. So possible break down in the market price here on the Dow Jones. Remember, we've got some news coming out now in 13 minutes. So preferably we would have closed these two trades before the news release. And there's our first trade also in gold at the moment. So we're currently short. Take profit set just above the daily pivot quite nicely. So we can see most of the day it's been hitting off of this resistance area and reversing back down to the daily pivot. So we can see up here, reverse. That was a small breakthrough. Down to daily pivot, down to daily pivot, back up again and back down. And then here we've come up quite sharply, but maybe we'll see a small reversal back down towards that daily pivot yet again. I mean, overall, so far today, 4 trades closed. That's 0.3%. So we should be able to get these other trades. So then these 4 trades, which are currently active, closed over the next 20 to 30 minutes. Possible further breakdown here in the price. So next step is the big number here. So we should be able to, if we can break this big number, then I suppose we can try and hold out over to this custom target by the daily pivot. So let's take a zoom out for a second. Just want to see exactly where this market is. So I guess we're going to have a bit of a stopping point right around here. So there it's stopping out at a bit of a supporting area. We should hopefully break through. Next layer of support will be at the big number. And then we will wait and see how it reacts to that big number. If we get the breakdown past the big number, then we can hold out and see how it fares between the big number and the daily pivot for the close. So let's go back in. So there it is. Okay, it closed. Fair enough. Ah, I know why. I've got it open on my other computer, and so yeah, that's a good point. If you've got the MetaTrader open on two computers and you wish to extend the take profit, you either need to close down the MetaTrader on the other computer, or you need to also adjust the take profit on the other computer too. Otherwise, that will happen where it came to the original take profit and it closes anyway. Again, not so bad. Just hit the original take profit there, so still in profit. However, we just took that big number now, so currently in on the first trade. So we're currently short down towards the daily pivot. Big shame. Could have been a very good profit. Good profit trade there. However, it's not the worst thing to happen. We'll see if the same thing happens here on this market once it hits the original, if it's going to close or not. We'll find out in just a moment. I think we're safe. So we can let this one play out. Let's go over and have a look at gold. So gold is currently on the third trade. So we can see here that the market has come into our box. It's triggered the first trade into a sell position. We've then hit the top, triggering the second, and now we're back into the third trade, currently short in the market. So once we start triggering into the fourth, then we can think about an extension. So about 8 minutes left until, I tell you what we could do. We can probably close this trade and maybe take that vola box if we get a reversal in the next few minutes. So some good movement there on the Dow, on the DAX. So I think what I'm going to do on this chart, I'm going to set this this vola box trade just here. So there's our vola box signal. I'm going to take that, click on. So now we've got our next trap set in motion. If we wanted, we can even extend that into the vola box there. Oh. So there we are, trade number 4. Perfect timing there. So now let's zoom out into the chart of gold, and I want to see exactly if there's another point which we can extend that take profit to. So this is on the daily chart now. I mean, we could try and extend over to the big number. However, whether or not we're going to get that far is another story. Could be a bit of a long shot. I doubt we're going to get a huge jump there in the price. But again, just in case we get that big candle up past these two Fibonacci lines, we could, well, we never know, we could get a big candle jump up towards that big number. We got 5 minutes now, 4 minutes until the news. Just keep an eye on everything and prepare ourselves for what is to come. So how is everyone else getting on this afternoon? Everyone else made a few trades? I think we've already done three trades completed this afternoon. So just for the people who are new in the chat, this is our Vola box over here. It's a signal provider for the Swiss box, pretty much exclusively for the Swiss box. When it's flashing yellow, we can just click and it takes us to that exact. Like here, we can see that we're currently in a Vola box on gold. And then here on the Nasdaq, we can see that we're currently in on that Vola box too. And then it's just a case of switching over to the market and then taking that trade. Oh. Good afternoon, Lahori. Thank you for joining as well. And we got trade number 5 currently on gold now. And again, a few minutes left until we get that news announcement, which should inject some direction to the market. So not much that we can do there with the gold past the daily pivot. We could extend it a bit further, but that daily pivot, I think, will be a bit of a stop out for us. So third trade in on the Dow Jones, big number trade. So here we go. We've got a countdown coming. Always an exciting one. So 20 seconds. There we go on the countdown. And there we get. Are we going to get some movement? Let's go over to gold quick and check it out. So springing back up. Dow Jones spring back up as well. Tell you what, we can probably delete this trade. So we'll take the profit off of that Nasdaq. We got our hands a little bit filled up with the gold and the Dow Jones at the moment, so we can extend that. Let's extend it back up there and see if we're going to get a big lift off. Again, I doubt it, but just on the odd chance that it really shoots up. So gold looks like we could be in with a chance to get our next close, and then again right here on the Dow Jones, currently in on the 5th trade now. So there's a question there from Gabriela. So Mr. News, so the news announcements are, they were about, if we pull it up, so we had, what do we have? So some Mexican news coming out, then there was new home sales change. So once we take, you can go in and have a look at it and see exactly what the news is about. So there's a speech there which will take place over the next half an hour to hour anyway. So new home sales, they're on a graph. And then consumer confidence there. So there we go. Guess that was more or less Corona. We'll get into that one a little bit later. Let me just check out on the trades at the moment, see where we're at. So now we've got that news announcement from hopefully we'll see hopefully we'll see a bit of direction coming. So usually, Gabriella, we can use those news announcements, which are nicely put here, whether or not it's going to have high impact or not. We can actually use those to our advantage of gauging when we're going to see volatility in the market. So like a market opening, usually, so today is not a very good example of that, but here we have a market opening take place, and then over here we get that news announcement. So around those times are when we should expect to see volatility in the market, and that's what we use to trade with the Swiss box. So right now, look, there comes gold. Are we going to get the break up towards the big number now? So we can unlock that button. Let's wait and see. So I know we've been hanging around just below this big number now for since last week on gold. So I'm thinking that it was going to make quite a big shot up towards the big number. 6th trade there. So let's keep our eye on the gold. So here we come back up towards big number. So retest on the fib. Let's see it continue its path. Let's go back over to the Dow Jones, see where we're at. Still in the 6th trade. Not very good from the Dow Jones today, I must admit. So here we get gold. Is it going to continue? Now we'll close it there. So a nice extra profit there from gold, indeed. And of course, it's going to continue its path. We can actually even set another trade at that big number. I'm quite confident that it could hit that zone. Now, so we've just got one more trade left on. So very good day indeed so far. Let's go back over to, where are we on the Dow Jones? Really want to get that close here. So coming into trade number 7, let's hope that we can get that close. So there goes gold. Check out the DAX. So look, there it is. DAX had that huge movement also. So we'll do that hedge release we'll do that tomorrow. Maybe I won't be in the live room. It's going to be Christian again from now, I think, but I will be making my release. And look at that. I hope some of you, if Alexei is in here, if you have the same, you usually want to hold the trade out. So I know Alexei in here is usually a person who would take the same trades and manage to hold them out. I was about to. I can normally expect you to hold those same trades out until the customized profit, whether I'm usually one who gets a bit too scared and chickens out beforehand. So where are we with the Dow Jones? Still in trade number 6. So I'm hoping that we can get out of this trade before the end of the live room. Whether or not there's going to be any movement left in the market, I'm unsure. Let's stick trade in. Let's try and extend it up to that fib. I'm hoping that we'll get a last bit of movement there. So there we are at the recent stop outs here. So 1, 2, and this could be a third unless we're going to break out past that zone. Oh, so just another stop out. Yep, that is correct, Alexei. The gold trade was enough. It was a good profit trade. So there's 1% just there. 1% just off gold there today. Very nice. I'm going to close this pending order here on the Nasdaq, and I think I'm going to close that pending order on the big number in gold, just because the markets are moving a little slow. Let's see if we can squeeze out the close on the Dow Jones now. Let's rescan the market there on the daily strategy, tagger strategy there, to see if there's any new ones coming out after that, after the news. So nothing new, nothing new. So last trade, of the day. It's always the longest trade of the day. So it looks like we were smart to get out of the gold trade anyway. Could just be it could just be a retest of the fib before it takes off again. So a very strong drop here. Not coming from anywhere else apart from the Dow Jones. So that's it for the news. Nothing else going on. Let's have a look at tomorrow. So some good New Zealand dollar news coming out. Early hours of the morning. So pretty good if anyone's currently got the daily signal on here from the other day. So we can actually set that at a stop. I was actually set to here. So if you took that trade on Friday, you would be in a little bit of drawdown at the moment. But it seems like we're not going to get a close on this Dow Jones today. So we might, in fact, have to wait until tomorrow. But taking a look at tomorrow, there's not so much that's coming out in terms of news announcements. We're just going to have to hope that there's going to be volatility in the market for us. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think that will be it from me today. As always, it's a pleasure. Let's just do a quick recap. So far today, we've closed 7 trades with the Swiss box. It's 383 euros, it's just 1.8%. So that's pretty much all thanks to that 1% is all due to that gold trade that we did. So very, very good. However, not a daily occurrence. So normally we would probably be around the 8.89% for the day. So today, very, very good day indeed. I hope the rest of you enjoyed it. For all of the new people in the room, I hope that you enjoyed it and got a first-hand look at how we're trading here. All of the members, I hope you also had a good day trading. And yeah, we'll be back again, same time, same place tomorrow. Christian in the morning, and he will help you with all of your morning hedge releases. So Niels on the FTSE, I know you got a hedge, and I suppose a few others have got some hedges on the DAX. Jesper hedge on the DAX, 5th trade. So I'm sure Christian will be able to help you guys out with some good hedge releasement or hedge release placement trades, and then we will get on with that. I myself also have a hedge to release tomorrow, so yeah, I wish you all the best of luck, and we shall see each other then, and I'll let you know how the trade went tomorrow. Okay, so thank you for joining. Have a wonderful afternoon, and I'll see you all tomorrow.